He works 3 jobs. 1 full-time at the post office, 2 part-time on the weekends, 1 stocking shelves, 1 driving for Uber, all of it, just to keep the mortgage on a small 3-bedroom house in Garden Grove. His parents, the generation that fled a war, call this the American dream. He calls it surviving. Meanwhile, 10,000 miles away, his younger cousin is living comfortably. He's a freelance graphic designer. He makes about $2,000 a month, works when he wants, and lives in a beautiful apartment overlooking the ocean. One report noted a retiree could live a good life in Da Nang on just over $1,100 a month. A close-up of an iced Vietnamese coffee. Just $1, compared to a shot of a $5 Starbucks coffee in the U.S. When we, the children of the diaspora, compare life in Vietnam and the United States, what are we really comparing? Is it just the price of coffee? Or is it the cost of our souls? For our parents' generation, the choice was simple. America was survival. It was freedom. It was the future. For us, the choice is complicated. In America, we are taught to build. We build credit scores because our financial health depends on it. We build careers. We build a 401k and an IRA because the system provides a stable, regulated path to retirement. But this system has a dark side. It's a culture of consumption, fueled by relentless credit. It's the crushing weight of student loans. It's the rat race. That feeling, as one report put it, that we are running faster but still standing in the same place. More than 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. We become so focused on building a future, we forget to live in the present. And then, we look at Vietnam. We see the YouTube videos, the $2 bowls of pho, the $500 luxury apartments in Ho Chi Minh City that would cost 5 times that in California. We hear about geo-arbitrage, the strategy of earning US dollars remotely while living on Vietnamese dong. A strategy that lets people achieve a 60 to 70% savings rate. It sounds like an escape hatch, a way out of the race. But for us, it's never that simple. Because when we go back, we aren't just visitors. We are Viet Kieu. And that name carries a weight, a pressure. In the eyes of our relatives, we are the American millionaires. We become the walking ATM. Suddenly, our cost of living isn't just rent and food. It's an unspoken emotional family tax. It's the pressure of CDN or FACE. It's the expectation to provide for parents, siblings, and distant cousins. That $1,000 you saved, it's gone, in a flurry of envelopes and unspoken obligations. The cheap cost of living suddenly isn't so cheap. This is the delicate balance of our two worlds. And if we aren't careful, the dream of Vietnam can become a trap. There are 3 traps, in fact, that almost no one talks about. The first is the trap of the good life. This is what happens to many expats. They move to Vietnam, and life is good. It's cheap. They can afford things they never could in the U.S. And so, they make a fatal mistake. They stop saving. They think living cheap is the retirement plan. They stop contributing to their IRA. They cash out their 401k. They are enjoying today, but they've forgotten that the stable, regulated, tax-advantage system for building real, long-term wealth, that system is still back in America. They've traded a secure future for a comfortable present. The second trap hits closer to home. It's the trap of the family. You move your family back. You want your children to speak Vietnamese, to know their roots, but you also want them to have a Western-style education to be able to compete globally. And that's when you discover the real expat trap. The cost for one child at a quality international school in Hanoi or Saigon can be $30,000 to $40,000 per year. Let that sink in. That is more than many U.S. state universities. All the money you saved on rent, on food, on grab rides, is erased by this single massive cost. You fled the American rat race only to build a beautiful golden cage for yourself in Vietnam. But the third trap, This one is the most painful. I call it the trap of belonging. This is the story of our parents' generation, the ones who dream of retiring in the homeland. They saved for 40 years in America, endured the cold, the racism, the loneliness, all for the dream of coming home. They save up $1.5 million, $2 million, which feels like a kingdom in Vietnam. And then, they hit a wall of paper. They discover that Vietnam does not have a long-term retirement visa. Think about that. The country they call home won't let them stay. They are forced to do visa runs, flying to Bangkok or Singapore every 90 days, filling out forms, feeling the stress and uncertainty. They are treated like tourists in the land of their birth. They discover they can't own their home. Not really. Not freehold like in America. They can only get a 50-year lease. A 50-year lease. It's a countdown clock. It's a legal document that whispers, you are still a guest. You don't truly belong here either. This is the quiet pain of the diaspora. In America, we are forever the other. And in Vietnam, we are the other. We are caught between two worlds, fully part of neither. So, which life is better? The American highway or the Vietnamese back road? In America, we have a system. It's stressful, it's expensive, it's a rat race, but it is stable. It has a 401k, an IRA, and property rights that let you build generational wealth. In Vietnam, we have life, we have community. We have a culture of savings, not in stocks, but in tangible assets like gold and property. We have family, even with all its complications. We have a different quality of life. Our parents, they endured the financial nihilism of America. They worked those 3 jobs, not for themselves, but for us. They accepted the American rat race so that we, their children, could have the choice they never did. And perhaps that's the answer. The answer isn't either or. It's not America versus Vietnam. It's America and Vietnam. The smartest people I know, the ones who seem truly at peace, are using a hybrid strategy. They build their wealth in the stable, regulated system of the U.S. They continue to fund their 401k. They maintain their U.S. financial fortress. But they live their life. They spend their time. They find their joy and raise their kids in the warmth, the culture, and the connection of Vietnam. They use the American engine to power a Vietnamese life. It brings us back to the 2 cousins. One is building security, the other is building memories. They are 2 halves of the same soul. My question for you is, in your life, right now, which one do you need more? And what are you willing to sacrifice to get it? This is a conversation that's deeply personal to me, and I know it is for so many of you. If you have ever felt caught between these 2 worlds, or if you've found your own way to make them work, please share your story in the comments below. I read every single one. And if these are the kinds of stories you want to explore with me, please consider subscribing. Thank you for listening.